So, the path to moksha or liberation is a transformative journey, right? That involves the evolution of your consciousness. So, if you want to transcend that cycle of birth and death, I have 8 things I'm going to present to you today that are going to help you do that. So, the first one, and forgive me because I'm working on these pronunciations, but it's the transition from Pravriti Marga to Nivritti Marga, right? And this journey begins by moving from Pravriti Marga to the outward path of worthy experiences and entanglements, to Nivritti Marga, the inward path of return and spiritual evolution. So this transition, it involves a shift from seeking fulfillment in the external world to seeking union with the supreme consciousness. So the next thing is the purification and the dissolution of elements. So the path of renunciation, it involves reversing the creative process and dissolving the elements back into their source. So this is symbolized by the upward turning of the chakra lotuses through the ascending kundalini energy, and that purifies and it liberates the soul from worldly bonds. The next thing is the kundalini awakening, and this process involves the awakening of the kundalini energy, and that ascends through the Sushumna Nadi, or the central channel in the spinal cord, and it merges with Shiva, representing pure consciousness at the Ajna chakra. That union is the gateway to heaven, and it signifies the liberation of the soul. So then next is the practice of Niskama Karma. Now, y'all, I got notes because I ain't gonna lie, some of these names were hard, like they're not easy for me to pronounce. So this is the engaging in selfless action without an attachment to results. So this practice purifies the mind, and it prepares the individual for Brahma Vidya, the knowledge of the ultimate reality, which leads to moksha. So number 5 is the role of yoga and meditation. So different yogic paths such as mantra, hatha, laya, raja yoga, each offers a unique method to attain samadhi, and that's a state of deep meditative absorption. So these practices help in purifying the senses, conquering desires, and achieving liberation. So next is 6, and that's inner transformation and self-realization. So this path involves a radical transformation of one's inner nature, and altering aims and your motives to align with spiritual goals. So this transformation is essential for realizing one's identity with omniscience and transcending individual attributes. So the next is 7, and this is harder for some than it is for others, but this is the guidance from enlightened masters. Following the path attracts grace and guidance from enlightened masters who embody the path of liberation. So their teachings and presence can provide valuable support and insight on the journey. So next is 8, or attaining Jivan Mukti and Videha Mukti, and the ultimate goal is to achieve Jivan Mukti, and that is the liberation while living, basically heaven on earth, and eventually Videha Mukti, and that's the liberation beyond the physical body. So this state is characterized by freedom from desires and the realization of unity within the divine consciousness. So this path is personal. I mean, it's going to be different for everybody in the spiritual journey. So it requires dedication, it requires discipline, and it requires an open heart. So the best thing to do is just to embrace each of these steps with patience and trust in the process, and know that liberation will be the ultimate reward for all your efforts.